Hello everyone, welcome to my channel. My name is Whitney. I am a full-time artist, but I also really enjoy plants. So my family and I are getting a new house. I had to move all of our stuff out, obviously. And then I had to bring all of my houseplants that were in the house out into my shop. That's why it looks extra jungly. It's normally not like this. But I figured since all of my plants were in here, that I would do like a mini little houseplant tour. Not mini, but a houseplant tour of all of my houseplants that I have. And I hope that you enjoy it. Okay, before we get started, I do want to make a disclaimer. I am not a perfect plant person. Some of my plants are gonna have a little damage. You can tell me in the comments, but it won't hurt my feelings at all. Okay, so first off, we have my Scindapsus argyrius, which is right here by my door. And it does, in fact, have cold damage. I know. It's not perfect, is it? That's okay. She's pretty long. She's one of my favorites. And I love her. We have a Scindapsus silvery Ann here, which is, it was very long, but I did cut a lot of the runners off. It also has cold damage. Here's a Scindapsus Moonlight. And here is a Neon Pothos, which grows really funky. This is probably one of my oldest plants as well, which you can tell because I was learning and killed half of it, and this is what's left of it. But it looks good now, and it's growing great. This is some propagations: Golden Pothos, Neon, and regular Heartleaf, Scindapsus, and I think that's it in here. Oh, look, there's a Brazil in here too. So, yep, there's that. We have my first, this one is one of my oldest plants as well, Heartleaf Philodendron, pretty long. I got this one at the same time for my house, and it's also very long. We have some more propagations, a Monstera, some Marble Queen Pothos, Golden Pothos, Trubii, Moonlight, Neon Pothos, Maranta, you name it, it's probably in there. We have my very large Monstera that is from in my house. It's one of my favorite plants for sure. We have my shop Neon Philodendron, Heartleaf Philodendron, and a Micans, Philodendron Micans, which has a pretty long little vine right here. We have my Marble Queen Pothos and my mother plant String of Hearts, which you'll see all of her children here shortly. Hoya Waitii, which I don't really think has done too much for me in my care, but it's kind of cute. My very long and viney Hoya Australis. Syndapsis exotica with very big leaves, and this leaf is quite cute, if I do say so myself. We have a jade pothos, which was one of my first plants as well. Needs to be plucked a little. We'll get to that another day. Here we have my favorite pot of string of hearts from its mother, and it's really full and really beautiful. Next to it, we have a string of spades, which I'm gonna be trimming to make a fuller pot of. It's longer than the string of hearts right now. We have a tiny pot of variegated string of pearls. Over here, we have my large ZZ plant, which loves its life and gives me really long stalks. Here we have my large pothos from in my house. Oh my. We have neon right here, a golden right here, another golden right here. These two are about 6 feet long. And we have my Cebu blue right there. Here we have a global green, which I can't seem to, I feel like I don't make them very happy, but I'm still learning in my journey. As I've said, I'm not perfect. We have a Hoya pubicalyx, which grows like a weed constantly. This thing was so tiny when I got it, and now it's so big and beautiful. Hoya macrophylla, which has really stunning leaves. It has not done anything for me since I got it recently, but maybe one day it will decide it loves me. Actually, you know what? I think this leaf is new. Uh-oh. Okay. We have one of my favorite, most beautiful plants. I swear it blows my mind that it's real, my Snow Queen pothos. Like, look at this. It's beautiful. I have a Hoya carnosa, regular form, just regular green carnosa, which grows like a weed as well. It's so cute. We have my Hoya obovata, one of my favorite Hoyas. It grows constantly. If you want to go check out my other houseplant tour from last year, you can see how much my shop plants have grown at least. We have a Hoya Crinkle 8 right there. And my Hoya Hindu rope. Oh my gosh, it's wrapped on this. We have a euphorbia of some sort with a stem from my donkey's tail that I stuck in there because it fell off my mother plant. We have a tiny monstera here that doesn't do anything for me. We have my first ever Hoya I ever got, a Hoya pubicalyx, which is adorable and I love it. We have this Goldie Eye putting out a new little leaf. These leaves are so cool. We have some propagations in here. It's neon, Cebu blue, and I think that's all that's in there. We have a Hoya Crimson Princess right here, which is dirty. We have my neon philodendron, Hartley philodendron, which is really sun bleached from in my house. My first ever Cebu blue, which vines over there. Probably need to cut that and propagate it. This is my first Hoya Crimson Queen with my favorite vine right here. And a Hoya Shepherdii, which bloomed for me recently, and it was adorable. We have my shop Monstera, not as big as the other, but it's still really cute. Curly lipstick plant, which has still yet to bloom for me. This thing was in the mail for maybe literally 2 weeks and I saved it. Was heartbroken, but it did survive. Another Crimson Queen, tiny string of tears, tiny string of hearts, tiny star snake plant, Peperomia Hope, another Scindapsus exotica that is not as happy as the other, another Scindapsus Moonlight, one vine, but it's pretty long and I love it. This is one of my first ever house plants, my Schefflera variegated. Means a lot to me that I kept it alive. We have a pretty long and really crazy philodendron, Hartley philodendron Brazil. Next to it is another global green, which is quite long. I didn't realize it was this long. A jade pothos, a baby Brazil, another Crimson Queen, string of tears. What is sticky? This is supposed to be Baltic blue. Here's another baby from my string of hearts. My Norfolk pine. If you have tips on this, let me know what this needs because I have no clue. Another Baltic blue next to my paper towels. So aesthetically pleasing. A big Brazil right here in the corner. I've kind of neglected this one a bit. This leaf cracks me up on it. Like, what are you doing? Up here we have, this was my first ever neon pothos. So cute. Another very old plant of mine, a Hartley philodendron. And here we have another Micans. The Hartley philodendron goes over there. We have propagations from my mother plant, Golden Pothos, and my Rhaphidophora tetrasperma, which has grown, and I'm probably going to be chopping this entire thing up here in the next couple weeks. We have another Golden Pothos, which I bought because I have goals for this plant to someday be as long as the plants that are in my house. You know, I have big goals for you, little boy. And last but not least, this was a little Golden Pothos that will probably go in my stepdaughter's room in the new house. It was sitting in a low light area. If you can't tell, hardly has any yellow variegation on it anymore. We have this Aglaonema. I don't know how to take care of Aglaonema. It's fine. This plant, Adansonii, Monstera Adansonii. I have had so many of these. I do not know why they hate me, but it doesn't die, but it does not look good. I don't see any pests on it. It keeps growing, but it is just gross. I want it to be pretty, but it's just not. If you have tips on that one, I need to know as well. Do they like low light? Because I feel like maybe it's sunburnt. We'll see. I moved it over here to lower light. We'll just have to. Out on my porch, I have put my string of turtles, my string of ruby necklace, and my rickrack cactus, which is one of my favorite plants ever. It is so long and cute. There's a Rhaphidophora decursiva, a lot of cactus cuttings, Christmas cactus, an aloe vera, bird of paradise, another cactus, some vine outdoor plant, my rickrack cactus again, a crimson princess, my very large schefflera tree, which I'm obsessed with, and my donkey's tail, which constantly falls apart. Okay, so that was 90 plants, I believe. There's a few more that I didn't show that are still in my house. There's a couple snake plants and another little ZZ plant, but this was 90. And I have come a long way. I started collecting plants probably in 2018, but at a very small scale. Like back then I only had 2 plants. Definitely don't still have them. They absolutely died. Whenever we got our house, I started collecting immediately. That was the beginning, January of 2020. So I went from like 2 to a lot very quick. These have not been with me that whole time. I've killed a lot. I've learned a lot. I'm still learning every day, and I hope you enjoyed this tour. Let me know what your favorite plant was in the tour. I also have an Instagram for my art, which is at Paint by Whitney, but I also do have a planty Instagram, which is called Painty Plants. If you want to go give me a follow, I would love that. I appreciate it so much if you made it through this whole tour. That means a lot to me. If you have a little bit of time, go ahead and hit the thumbs up, give this video a like, and maybe subscribe. I do post a lot of art on my channel, but there's also a lot of planty stuff on here because plants are a very big part of my life. But thank you again, and I hope to see you in the next video. Bye.